Welcome to Horsefly Chronicles Radio with Julia and Philip Siracusa. Sponsored by Carnation. Airing live on United Public Radio Network on 105.3 and 107.7 FM in New Orleans. This show's opening has been produced, edited, narrated by Gwen Luckett at gluckett.com.
Everyone, and welcome to Horsefly Chronicles Radio with myself, Julia Siracusa, and Phil Siracusa. We are broadcasting live from the United Public Radio Network on 105.3 FM and 107.7 FM from New Orleans. We're fully sponsored by Carnation, so we want to thank them for their sponsorship. We love them. You'll have to do a few things in order to participate in chat. Go to our YouTube page, UFO Paranormal Radio. Go to all the Facebook stations, UFO Paranormal Radio Network, UFO Undercover with Joe Montaldo, News on the Flip Side, SoundCloud, Podbean, Twitch. You can jump into our group, Horsefly Chronicles Radio on Facebook. And tonight, guys, we're having a couple of technical difficulties. So Phil is here with me. You can't see him, but he's here. Hi, Phil.
I'm the invisible man.
He's the invisible man. This is going to be so cool. So please, guys, welcome to the show. Another amazing guest, paranormal investigator and horror author John Ward. He began investigating the paranormal decades ago. He's filmed 2 documentaries and written 4 books in his middle grade horror series, Scareville, in which he has brought back the excitement to the reader in the books that he grew up reading. You can find all of his books on Amazon.com. So let's welcome him to the show. Yay!
Welcome.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Is that a Christmas hat you have?
Yes.
It's a Christmas hat, baby.
Tis
the season.
Yeah, the season is here, right?
Almost.
You know, Scareville.
Phil, I have to tell you that these books. Now you remember.
Why does that sound familiar to me?
Okay. Do you remember Goosebumps?
Right.
Well, his books are very similar. It's like it's geared to young kids, right? But but adults love it too. Remember
I heard of Scareville. Yeah.
We loved Goosebumps. That kind of like it really reminds me of that. Which brings me to the first question. Tell us a little bit about how you got started and what books did you enjoy reading as a child that inspired you to write these books?
So I got started last fall. I was always told, I was always told I was a good writer as a kid. But as you grow up, you're always told you need to get a job or there's no pursue your passions like one or the other. So as I graduated, I kind of drifted away from writing at the time. And anyways, long story short, different job, and last fall I was racking my brain. I always loved horror, and I was at a park here in Ohio. It's park. And thinking like, what can I do to get in the horror industry? And I'm around and there's a library up on the hill, and I had that light bulb. I'm going to write books. I was told I was good at it. And what kind, right? So I thought, where did I kind of get an obsession as a kid? And it was reading Goosebumps, right? So I thought I should write middle grade horror, similar to that. And immediately the floodgates opened, and I got really excited to start brainstorming ideas, and immediately got that's kind of where I got the idea for everything, and all these different ideas just popped in my head, and was eager to really get going.
Awesome.
Wow. I mean, so like, I don't even know where to begin with this. I think it's a great idea that you're bringing these books to the young readers too, because it's so important for them to like now in our generation to like really, understand how amazing those books were, and I think they're so similar.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I got started with it. Obviously, I wanted to bring back the exciting stories for kids to read. But inherently with adults that grew up reading Goosebumps got excited about this as well, and it provides nostalgia for adult readers while providing for younger readers too. So it's exciting.
Now, I asked you this question before. Have you ever thought about like what it would be like if these books actually made it to the movies? Like, what if someone approached you about that?
I would love it.
Yeah.
Just be able to be behind the scenes and see what goes into that would be really cool. But we've had a lot of people reach out and say that the books would make really good TV series or movies. Obviously, I know it's going to grow exponentially for that to ever become a thing, but yeah, I mean, I've had people tell me that these would make a great film. So I'm hoping one day we get some.
Yeah. Now you've done documentaries too. Are the documentaries? What are the documentaries that you've done?
Yeah. So obviously I've been doing paranormal investigating for a while now, but I started up a group called Big Republic Paranormal. We're kind of defunct at this point, but we did 2 documentaries. I think our last one was a few years ago. But we did one documentary at Wildwood Sanitarium that was called Sleepless in Salamanca. So we did we like to do play on words with our titles. I guess Sleepless in Salamanca. And then we did a second one at Wilson Castle from Vermont, and it was called Good Will Haunting and something. Cheesy names, but they're a lot of fun.
Oh wow! Have you? What have you investigated? What kind of locations?
I've been all over the place. Being from Ohio, Ohio gets a lot of bad on the internet. Like if there's one thing as a paranormal investigator, we have an abundance of locations here. I've been to the Ohio State Reformatory, Madison Seminary, Fairfield County Infirmary. I mean, we have tons of. I've been to Indiana, Ohio, New York, Vermont, all around really.
So tell us a ghost story about one of your investigations. Like you got started, you went by yourself with a team. Like walk us through like one of your ghost stories.
Yeah, I can give you guys one. It was actually in the Monroe House in Hartford City, Indiana. Have you guys ever been there?
What's it called?
Monroe House.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have been there. Okay.
No, I haven't been there. I heard of it.
Okay. The Monroe House is notoriously called the Demon House. I don't know if I buy that or not. If there ever was a demon location, I would might have. This was my second time being there. Pretty much everybody from the public. It wasn't like a documentary. It was an investigation. And we were doing a live feed. And I got influenced by something, and I blacked out. I cussed out some older lady that was commenting on the I don't remember ever happening. And then they dragged me out of the house. What was really weird about that night, before that happened, I had a lot of people hit my neck. Take that for what you will. I don't know. There's some correspondence with water and but we also had a situation where when we were in the house, it sounded like it was raining outside. And we go outside, and there's millions of bugs flying into this house. Just flying directly into it. Ants crawling all around the patio on the back. And maybe I probably could have got shot. Walked over to some neighbor's house to see. There was no bugs. No bugs flying around their house. It was all focused in on the Monroe House. And I know, a lot of cases that could be a demonic presence. I don't know. But that was a really intense night. For me, the scariest thing with paranormal is blackout. Being influenced by something or what have you. I've had different kinds of sightings and stuff. Me, blackout and can't remember things you don't remember. That's the scariest thing for me.
Wow, that's creepy.
Yeah.
That is definitely.
Would that, so that was probably like my next question. You know, what was like the most intense case that you've worked on or been to? I guess that would probably be it.
Yep, that would definitely be one of them.
Yes.
Madison Seminary is another one. Have you guys been to Madison Seminary yet?
No.
You guys got to come down to Ohio. Madison Seminary is awesome. So they have a section in the attic. It's called the asylum. It was actually for a short time use for that. And Adam Kimmel, the owner, had brought in some kind of surgery table or something. And I was investigating. And they have like the windows. I don't want to say take off. They have like cardboard around them, but you can still get some ambient light through them. And I was looking at the one that had this operating table. And I don't normally tell this story, but it sounds like a straight up movie. This really happened. And I'm staring in there. As I was staring along, you know how you can kind of make out the shapes and the room and like your eyes adjust. But around the medical table, you see these long gray fingers just wrap around the sides of the table, and a black smoky head rise up from behind them. And that was probably the most scariest scene on an investigation. I left the facility immediately after that.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's some creepy things out there, right?
Yep, 100%.
Really creepy. There we go. We need both of us in there. Jim Brickleson, Major Echo. Oh, Jim. I used to work with Jim.
I know it's an echo. We apologize for tonight's show, and we're having a lot of issues tonight.
That's all right. We're going to get through this somehow.
We will.
Houston, we have a problem.
We will
I used to work with Jim.
I know. I remember.
Knocking on doors. Jim Brickle, we have to go for a calzone soon. Love calzones. Now that's where Ohio. You have to come out here to New York and get a calzone.
I would definitely do it. Let me try some. I'm going to try to join on my phone and see if that fixes the echo.
Yeah, you're echoing a little bit too.
But it's creepy too. Like some of these things you capture. I know you say demons and. Look, we just give them labels, right, based on religion.
Right.
Quite frankly, I roll my eyes sometimes because I don't even know what you're dealing with, what we're dealing with, what anybody's dealing with, right? Because some of these things aren't fazed by religion, and I don't know, but yet they do attack. Some of these entities do attack people, and that's a fact. Not every time, but I think that once it's provoked, I don't know. What's your thoughts on that? Like investigating, and have you ever been scratched or slapped or pushed?
During an investigation? No. But I have run into a situation before I was an investigator where I did get screwed. And at that time, I was on paranormal. So I was a hard skeptic, but there was one time where my now wife, my girlfriend at the time, she was back home in New York, and I was back in Ohio by myself. And I woke up and I had scratches on my back, three claw marks. So obviously caused that to happen. And I didn't even realize it until the next day. I was working manufacturing at the time, and it was really hot. I was sweating. I was hurting my back, and I found out I had scratches. That's what I'm going to attack, unless you include like the blackout and that sort of thing.
I was watching the Dead Files yesterday. I like the show with Steve DeShavi. I like it. Some of the stuff is out there in left field. I mean, this one guy claims that a 200-pound dresser was lifted and thrown at him by a spirit. Now, look, I'll tell you straight out.
It's a lot of energy.
Do I believe in ghosts and all that stuff? Of course I do. Do I believe they can lift a 200-pound dresser? I have a hard time with that one. What's your thoughts?
Right.
I mean, that means it's off the back of my car when I got to change a tire when you're at it. I mean, if you're going to show me that you can lift a dresser, I need some help around the house. I need cinder blocks lifted up. I need concrete work done. So let's put it to work. Let's put it to a test.
Oh, no.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Well, we lost.
The ghost took them away.
We lost our guest.
They get mad at me now.
Phil, you've like, well, we're going to make this fun tonight. I mean.
But how do you lift a 200-pound dresser?
It takes a lot of energy to do that.
I don't know if I believe it. No, I know a ghost can scratch you. I know that there's things like that can happen.
Yes.
But 200 pounds? What are they going to go to the gym and start bench pressing?
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Still echoing a little bit. I don't know how to fix it. I thought that was my fix.
Hey guys, Connor Biddle. He says John.
Hi, Connor.
All right, Connor Biddle. We're talking about how a ghost on the Dead Files, and I watched the episode, is one of the recent ones when they stopped filming, I guess. I don't know. Lift a 200-pound dresser. I'm having a hard time. Someone help me out with this one.
Yeah. We've had Connor on our show.
Yeah. Great guy. How do you lift a 200? Do you have an explanation for that? Because I don't.
Not 200 pounds. I did have a situation, though. This was at the same time when I was accepted. And I was living in that roommate Sean, where he had a lizard up in his bedroom. His bedroom was a lot. It was an open bedroom up above my bed. But this was at a time where I was still kind of like 50-50 on things, and I was in the apartment all by myself. And I'm going to go get a movie to watch, and I heard a loud bang in his bedroom. So I call him. At this point, he's like, he's like, you know what? Hey, Bob, that's the name of him around. And I was scared to go up there. He's like, well, you just up there and make sure my pet is okay. So I'm like, yeah, I'll I reluctantly go upstairs, and somehow, this was in the middle of winter, too. This was December. We didn't have windows open, no air drafts. But somehow a picture had fallen off of his wall, flew about 15 feet to the right and shattered on the floor. And then his pet lizard cage had like a heat lamp on top of it. And somehow that had fallen off the top of the cage between two crossbars on his dresser, shattered on the floor as well. So that's one that was like the one thing that finally turned me into a bullshit. Like science can't explain that one away, and I couldn't explain it.
Yeah.
And that was very creepy.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard of dressers like moving. Like we had a friend. She was actually in your book. Our friend Lori, and she did say that her dresser kind of like moved in her living room. So I've heard things like that, but to actually pick something up that heavy, it takes a lot of energy to do that.
100%.
It really does.
I'm alive and I don't have to.
I mean, that's probably a ghost that worked out a long time in the physical realm. I don't know, maybe they're still working on the other side.
I mean, it could, yeah, they do have jobs over there, so it's possible.
I mean, are they ghosts with muscles? Is this what we're talking about? Is this what it's coming down to? Now we have new technology. They have ghosts with muscles. They have gyms over there too.
Got Arnold Schwarzenegger. They have to watch.
What is
Oh, Connor says one of you guys. It's about the feedback.
Oh, I know. We're doing the best we can today, so we apologize.
Chrome is having a problem. It's not. It's kind of everywhere what I'm reading.
Yeah.
So we're just trying to do the best of it.
Make the best of it tonight. Yes. What about residential cases?
I've only ever done one residential case. I'm not a huge proponent on it. And the reason being, I've heard so many stories from other investigators where basically the homeowners just wanted to use them almost as like a form of entertainment for the night, where their house was actually watch them dance around like right. So me, I will typically ask the question, what are you looking to prove that your home is haunted, or what are you looking to get out of this? And if they come
to me and
hey, we just want you to confirm if it is or isn't based on your experience, then they'll typically go out and that. But if they're asking for me to rid their house of spirit, I'm not equipped. I'll let them know. I can always refer to someone else. But I've been one residential case down by Cincinnati and suburbs, but we believe he was on Native American land, and the spirits were angry because he was littering beer cans and all kinds of junk all over his yard, and that's what it was haunted. But the spirits were angry because he was not respecting them. That's kind of what we get.
That sounds like a familiar story.
Well, what's interesting, he said that the spirits get aggravated.
Yeah.
So that means there's emotions, right? And they have temper tantrums, and they do.
Yep.
They do. I mean,
do you ever watch something on television? All of a sudden, the TV automatically changes.
Yes. I mean,
that happens a lot.
It happens here a lot.
I'm like, I wouldn't put that on. Well, who's watching this show? It's crazy, but
No, but you're right. Sometimes we'll come downstairs and like the weirdest things.
Well, the TV just goes on by itself. Now, look, we all know that remotes can change channels in other rooms. I get all that, right? I could debunk everything night and day, but there's some things that you just want to put on television, and it's ironic because it's always the same things that are going back on those channels.
The cartoons.
Remember that?
The cartoons.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We've had that problem where we would wake up and cartoons would be on, and we do have grandchildren, but they don't live here, and there's just no way that anyone in our house would put that channel on. But every morning we'd wake up and the same cartoon was on. Remember that?
Yeah, it's fascinating. I have yet to found a ghost that could help me get the winning lottery numbers. So
I wish.
I mean, look, if you could bench 200 pounds and move dresses and all this other stuff, then help me with those little balls that turn on Friday night, that Mega Millions. It doesn't take much effort to do that. So, what's your thoughts on aliens?
I'm a believer in them. I don't know definitively that I've ever seen or experienced it, but listen, I mean, our galaxy is one of many galaxies, and there's stuff out there. Like I don't know if you guys watch. I'm not huge on like TikTok videos. I watch Rogan once in a while. He talks about just the fact that ancient civilizations, like pyramids, were built by aliens, advanced technologies, like. It's all conspiracy theories, but it's interesting. But I'm a believer. I don't know about you guys.
Oh, definitely a believer.
Yeah.
Definitely. And just because it ain't on the news, because the news is fake anyway. So, it's the real people like you, us, and other teams around the world that go out and do the investigations. Because everything on all your big news networks is fake. It's make-believe land. I'm going to make you believe in all the stuff we're saying, and it's just a bunch of crap in my book.
I haven't watched the news.
It's all garbage. It's all garbage. And I'm gonna have a politics show soon, so I can start going off on every one of these channels.
Well, I mean, this is the
I really want to go off on every one of these channels.
But this is the network for that because it does focus on that. So
I know this is a paranormal show, but I really want to go off on a show and destroy every one of these news stations. Like go after every one of them, and then all the figures in the government too. How they're all full of it too. But anyway, that's the dark side of me.
No, the closest thing
I'm making this an interesting, fun show.
You ever seen that Elon Musk satellite thing through the sky?
Oh yeah.
Have you guys seen that?
Yeah, I think he's an alien myself.
He might be. Yeah,
I
thought
that.
I really think he's part alien. That man, he's brilliant. But he is definitely a weirdo.
For sure.
And I still don't trust his electric cars, but there's too many
No,
horror
I know.
electric car.
Too
That is
many
scary.
horror stories.
That is scary. What's your favorite piece of equipment to use?
Oh yeah.
If you have
Honestly,
one.
it's weird, right? Like
right?
I don't use a lot of different devices. I'm more on the divination end of things, right? I like using our bodies, our senses. My wife is a magician with dowsing rods. We've done things where she's been blindfolded and done tests like that and had really good experiences. I've used a Ouija board once. I know I've got it in the background. I've only used one once. It's a pretty intense experience. I know people say that it can be part of psyche. I don't know. But yeah, I would say more along the lines of divination would be kind of what I'm in it for more personal experiences. Trying to prove like.
Yeah, I think with Ouija boards, it's really about the intention.
Well, with everything you use is intent, right?
It's a board.
Yep.
It's a board. It's just like anything else. You can use a flashlight. There was this toy that we used to use. What was the name of it? That lit up. Like really the old school toy. It had colors all around it, and we would use that for investigations. Remember? What was the name of it? Someone has to know the name of it. Oh man.
Yeah, it's one of those things that.
But
I know the nanny cam's now picking up things.
Yes.
They're putting it all over the place.
Absolutely. It's the intention. It's
100%.
board is a board.
Do you have a friend here in chat, Darren Smith? Hey, it's John Ward. Hey, buddy.
Darren's a good friend of mine. If you guys ever come to Ohio, you want to investigate there, he manages a location called the Old Licking County Jail.
Oh, he does?
Newark, Ohio.
Yep.
And really awesome to investigate, very active. And he does a great job. Darren's one of my good friends.
So he manages so we can go there and investigate?
Yep, absolutely.
And can we leave some kids behind? Do the jail cell still work?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I might as well put it out there anyway. I mean, why not, right? Why not have an investigation and drop off a couple kids?
Well, the funny thing is, before we started the show, I was complaining about the kids, and
this is a perfect opportunity.
Yeah, we're so mean. We're really not that mean. We're actually really nice. It's just
no, we're not.
We're just trying to
stop lying to the guy.
We're trying to make the best of like very technical bad,
Send Darren Smith a friend request.
Okay.
So we can get to that jail.
Yes, I will.
And a couple of people I want to throw behind bars too. I'll come there 100 years and investigate and see if they're still around.
He's not going to want us there after this.
Hey, what do you think about the SLS?
Oh, I love it. No one likes it.
I've actually only ever been in a situation where I was using it once. I thought it was interesting. I was at County Infirmary in Ohio, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with Carolyn Carter or not. But she was filming it near a staircase, and the figure appeared next to Marcus right after he said he was filming. So that was really intriguing. But that's the only time I've ever actually experienced something with SLS. What about you guys?
I did have an experience. We had someone from Paranormal Challenge here years ago, and like I said, I like to debunk everything, right? Until you can't debunk, right? And then you got to say, wait a second. Now, science does not explain this one. And we seen this stick figure jump on the stereo speaker.
Yeah.
And the SLS was on a tripod, so nobody was moving it for any kind of motion. And boy, was that creepy. And I will tell you what, after it did that, things started to get dark in the home, where it's kind of like, okay, you're watching me now. Watch what else I can do. And it's interesting. It creates negative energy when you acknowledge some of these things and dark shadows. It's weird how it all transcends into, you know what I'm doing? You're watching me. Now I'm going to watch you through the veil too. And I'm going to show you some tricks.
Yeah. I mean,
but the best thing that I like that you really can't debunk at all, no matter who you are, is a digital recorder, not a spirit box. Yes. Spirit boxes are a dime a dozen. K2 meters. I could use the cable remote to make it go on and off. But a digital recorder, and you hear somebody responding when you play it back and no one else is in the room, no TVs, no cell phones, that you can't debunk. When you get an intelligent response from the other side, you know you're talking to Casper at that point.
Yep. Yeah, I love these reporters. EVPs are always my favorite. The only issue is forever to review.
Wait, did you hear him? I couldn't hear. Can you say that again?
Let me think. I said I love using the recorders. The only issue is takes forever to review evidence.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, that's like the old DVR systems. The old DVRs were like, who wants to sit there for 20 hours and watch,
Yeah.
you know. I wasn't a big fan of the DVRs. I'm just not, you know.
Yeah.
You don't really get anything either. That's quality. I think the digital recorder, it's cool when gadgets light up.
Right.
But then again, is it part of us and our energy? And you'll also have to watch the air conditioned vents and the heating vents, because they can make these things, the REM pod, light up. We've tested that theory as well. So and a cold draft will make it light up in certain situations. So it's real, you know, sometimes I say shut the power off, block the vents, and let's get the party started. And let's see what we really get. And turn your cell phones off too, by the way.
Absolutely.
No, but what you said in the beginning, I think the best piece of evidence really is yourself. I mean, you know, we can go in there and you don't have to be a medium. You don't have to be a psychic. You can go in there and you can, if it's haunted, I think you're going to feel it just by doing so many investigations and being a sensitive. I mean, we're all sensitives and you're going to feel it and you're going to know it. And
no, I agree. One theory I try to go by is one that we go by in life, right? You want to be around people with high energy, high vibration. So, like me, when I'm investigating, I'm trying to bounce around and be a lot of energy, fun. That usually serves a lot of activity versus like I know a lot of people sit around and wait for things to happen. I try to make things. If that makes.
Yeah, makes sense. Yep.
Well, that's like when we had wrestling with ghosts come to the house.
Oh yeah.
And do an investigation. They had a lot of energy. They were fun, and they got responses.
Vinny Vineyard, do you know him? They're just they came here and they were just funny, down to earth, very cool. And you're right, they had the energy and they got a lot of evidence. You're right. So you're right about that.
It depends on the person investigating too, right?
It does.
Yep.
If you get someone who's just dry in life and they're trying to investigate, good luck. It's like pull one fish in the ocean and throw it on a cast.
Yep.
It's just boring and tedious, and I don't even know if you're going to get anything. So
I have a question. So, you know, in some of these cases that you maybe invest, well, we only did one residential, but in your opinion, would it take you more than a few hours to see what is going on in a home that's haunted? I mean, let's go back to the show on TV, 28 Days Haunted.
that was a good show.
It was a good show, and I really did like the idea, because to me, I think it definitely takes more than a couple of hours, even 6 hours, to investigate a residential case, or really any location. I mean, you know, they're not on our time. They're not gonna, you know, they're not going. You know where I'm going with this. So what's your opinion on that?
No, I 100% agree. And like that's what I tell people too. Like that haven't investigated yet, and they're looking to get into it. It's like, hey, you've watched Ghost Adventures or Ghost Hunters. You watch a 45-minute show. They cram 5 or 6 days into 45 minutes. Well, really 25 minutes after the interviews. It's not a constant thing. And sometimes you got to really dig to get the answer. And sometimes you get the inspections quickly. Sometimes you can go and get nothing. When it comes to residential cases, the case we had, luckily we were able to connect pretty quickly and confirm that it wasn't haunted. Now, like I said, with me with residential, I've never been one to say like, hey, I can get rid of this, I can do this or that. I'm going to report my findings. If you want to go from there, that's up to you. So we had mentioned probably Native American. It was Native American. But they probably weren't happy about all the littering in his yard. So if he cleaned up his yard, that's on him. If he wanted to help trying to get rid of Native American, good luck finding someone to do that. But it's all about just making those connections. Sometimes it's quick, sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes it's quick, and sometimes you just wait there, and you may not even get anything. Sometimes
you may go to a location that's actually really, really, really haunted.
But you know what?
It takes time.
What about this? Have you ever investigated a haunted person? Forget about the location.
Okay. That's a good question. Very good.
I don't think I've ever investigated a haunted person. I can't say that I have. You're trying to think.
Let's look at some of those cases. Emily Rose, there's a lot of documented cases out there where it's not the location, it's the actual person.
Yeah.
Yep.
And no matter where they go, the entity is attached.
Yeah.
And that is interesting because they could be anywhere. And you know what? I think there should be research done on that. I think it's an incredible idea, talking to the person, no matter where they are.
Yeah, no, I agree. I went to a paranormal convention. This was probably 6 years ago now. And there was a psychic medium giving a presentation, whatever you want to call it. Name's Melinda Carver. And she had said something similar to that really resonated with me. She said spirits are everywhere. She told us a story about a situation with one of her clients she was working with. Where they were being haunted, and they weren't sure what. And she goes in there and finds out that it wasn't the home, but a spirit had followed them to the grocery store. There was a little boy who got hit by a car and passed away. Missed his family and liked them and liked them. And I don't remember whether she got the spiritual energy or what happened, but that really resonated. Spirits could be anywhere. You just never know.
This is true.
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. We've talked about this recently. It's true. You can go anywhere and get an attachment, and it doesn't have to be a location.
Well, there was a movie we watched years ago, The Family in Pennsylvania. Ironically, we live in Pennsylvania. I don't even know where it was, but their house they were being tormented, and they went over to the neighbor's house across the street, and the spirits followed them.
Yes.
And wreaked havoc on that family. There's no boundaries. Hey, Robert White says hi. Well, hey, Robert, what's going on?
Robert.
So I don't believe there is a boundary. Spirits don't, if it's a person too, a person's like a magnet. They're haunted. Yes. They're haunted. And there must be a reason for it.
Yep.
It's really hard.
Inquiry minds want to know.
And it's really hard to.
I think you're haunted.
I think.
I'm for sure. I'm haunted.
You're a funny guy, Phil. Funny guy.
So what do you think? I want to ask him this question. What do you think about death? You're a paranormal investigator. What do you think about death? Do we die where there's no such thing as communication? Or do we die and there is communication?
So this is the one thing that I still want to figure out as investigators, right? Like I know something exists, right? We don't know if it's dimensional being. We don't know what exactly. My hope is that once we have the ability to communicate, because that would make passing feel a little bit easier. You may not be able to communicate all the time, but you have the ability to periodically. Would make me feel like less anxious about that never come. But I believe it's possible. I've never had too many. I shouldn't say never. I've had a couple of situations where friends visited me in dreams, which take that for I don't know if that's paranormal expertise, but I hope so. I don't know if you guys have had experiences like that. That's one thing I would love to prove that we can communicate. People after they pass.
Well, you've had.
I don't believe we die.
Well,
I don't believe in a lot of religion either. I mean, I don't disrespect anyone's beliefs, but being a paranormal investigator myself, I have a hard time believing in any type of religion. I believe that we always were. And it sounds crazy, but our limited perception of what we think we are, it doesn't magnify the responses coming back from the other side. When we're communicating through that veil, I think that we always were, and not the particular body that you're in. These are leased vehicles. That's what I say. And then when you go, you're trading it in for something new, so to speak, But I don't think we've ever had a beginning. I don't buy it. And I don't think there's an end, which is good.
Well, there are old souls, though. I mean, that just continue. I believe that when your time is out, maybe you just become like a guardian, an angel, or something.
But that's based off religion.
It's based off of religion, yes.
Right? And a lot of religion, in my book, it doesn't coincide with what we are finding out through investigating. Yeah. So I have a hard time believing in any of that stuff. And again, I don't disrespect anyone's belief, but I don't. Knowing what I know in the field that I'm in, I have a hard time dissecting some of this stuff of what we're taught through cultures and what we're supposed to believe. I don't believe in any of that stuff. I believe that we always were. And it's hard to magnify that. I watched this guy. He's really known. I forgot his name, but he made sense when he said something. He actually does a lot of TikTok videos. He's followed around the world, this man. And he says that this was an interesting concept. It's kind of like where I'm going with this. When you die, you don't know you die. You're just going to another dimension, another existence. It's like you're on a different level now. And you don't know it. But the people you left behind on that level one know it, that you're gone. It's a fascinating theory that he came up with. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. We're all energy. Hope our dimensional multi don't have to work. The idea.
It's a learning. I think that it's a we're all still learning, and we end up with more questions. The deeper we go and the more we learn, it's more questions and more questions.
Yep.
So what's on your bucket list? Where do you want to go that you haven't been? Have you been to the Winchester House?
Oh. I haven't. I would love to go there. I would also like to hit Alcatraz, California. Just got to watch out. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Steve Rod or not, but car broken Alcatraz. Or not Alcatraz. Car broken. All his equipment got. So you got to be careful. But one place I really wanted to check out. Like bucket list. I know everybody says Poveglia. That would be cool, but I don't speak Italian. One place would be the ancient Ram Inn in England.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if you guys ever saw it on Ghost Adventures. That all kinds of stuff. All kinds of stuff. Like 800 AD, 1200 years of history. I think it's really cool to check out.
That's a lot of history there.
Yeah.
So now, are you going to be doing a 5th book anytime soon?
Yeah. So I've got probably 30 or 40 ideas jotted down feasibly, right? But what I'm going to do, probably first week of December, I'll start kind of whiteboarding for the 5th book.
Oh, wow.
And then hopefully by mid-December, I'll start writing that, aiming for a February launch.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
And maybe one day it'll turn into a movie.
I would love to see that.
I hope so.
Love it. Absolutely. That's awesome. Just like the Twilight. I mean, it's a crazy thing to like compare it to, but it's just, it's the books. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. I would love it. I would love to see that.
I hope it does. Really do. Scareville's growing every day. Awareness is growing. People are getting aware of it, which is really cool to see. I'm at a point where I haven't spent any marketing dollars on it. So word of mouth, which is good, positive stuff.
And it has amazing reviews, so congratulations. It's a great series.
Thank you.
What's a horror movie or a scary movie that really gets you? Like, it's like, oh, I have the chills.
I got one.
Well, no.
Oh man.
I know.
So I've got a couple answers. Really depending on how you want to go. I love horror. But the most profound impact of horror movie is probably the first one. And
The
Conjuring, yes.
Yep. The first Conjuring. It was because I was interested in the paranormal. But that movie made me understand, like, hey, I can do this, right? I can investigate. So that kind of catapulted me into that. But there's different horror movies for different reasons. If you like startled scare, if you want to watch Paranormal Activity, Ghost Dimension. That has probably the startled scares of any horror. But and the trick or treat for Halloween. You ever seen that? I'm trying to wrap it up quick.
Oh wow. Well, I have to say that. What was the movie that we were watching? What was the name of it?
We watch a movie almost every day.
No, the one.
I ran out of
There's one that we just watched that was really, really gory.
No, but that's gory. I mean, scary. Like, I think Amityville Horror. It's what you don't see behind the entity that scares you, right? It's that, like, your mind starts to think, what is this? What is it? Like, Amityville always gives me the creeps. I love to watch it.
Yeah.
I like to scare myself. But the hell am I talking about? I live in a haunted house. It's just one of those movies where you don't know, you don't see it. And when you don't see it, your mind plays with tricks on you. Like, what is it? But also, and no disrespect intended, but man, Tiny Tim always scared me for adolescence. When he sang Tiptoe Through the Tulips, and my parents were playing it back in the 70s, I got to be honest with everybody listening, I couldn't sleep for weeks. I don't want to tip. He's so creepy. But he was really a nice guy, too. He was a nice guy. But he just gave me the creeps.
Yeah, that song was used in I believe. Yeah.
I don't want to tiptoe 20 tulips.
But no, if you want a good startle scare movie, it's not really connected with too much, I guess. But Paranormal Activity, the Ghost Dimension. And if you can get the director's cut, go with that one. That one will give you startle scares.
We gotta try that. Yeah.
What did he say? Ghost Dimension.
The Ghost Dimension.
Ghost Dimension.
But yeah, they find the spiritual energy, but it's got really good stuff.
Oh wow! And we've seen that other movie too. What's started with an N? That John Curley told us about.
Oh yeah, it's a weird name. It's a good movie, but I couldn't even say the name.
That's what
Nefarious?
Yes.
Yeah, there it is. Nefarious.
You watched that show. Yes.
That was good. Really good.
Really good?
I never even heard of it until he told us. That was a great movie.
Awesome. I'll have to check that out.
It got you thinking. It really got you thinking.
You know, I always ask, why do these spirits or poltergeists, why are they going to touch pictures in the house and throw the pictures? Like, can't you do something more intelligent besides the pictures? Leave the pictures alone.
And hide the keys.
No, it's like piss you off.
Yeah. It's true.
Turn on lights. Rack up the light bill.
And a lot of times too, it's everything that's children's spirits, like little kids playing tricks on you, those kind of things. It's not always a haunted house, like we always keep saying.
Yeah, but when you're throwing pictures around and breaking.
Well, I wasn't talking about that, but I'm just saying in general.
But I do remember I lived at my mom's house in Staten Island, and I heard someone downstairs in the kitchen, but nobody was home.
Yeah.
And the gas stove, all 4 pilots were lit. That bugged me out. I called the gas company. I called the fire department. That was unexplainable. All 4 pilots. And some of these things you just say, why? What do you, you want to get my attention, but are you trying to burn the house down? Like, what do you want?
Yeah.
Yep.
I think we need to find a way of communicating, all joking aside, communicating in a way where we're trying to see what do these spirits, or what are you looking for? What's the communication here?
Trying to get our attention, and they're some of them maybe trying to hurt us too. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
There's always more questions than answers when it comes to demons, entities, spirits, shapeshifters. And your thoughts as we're rounding up for the next 3 minutes, the black-eyed children. Your thoughts on that?
I haven't experienced one, but I would love to. And it's ironic. Get my security. So this is Molly. Use your face. There you go.
Oh, wow.
That's
Put
scary.
it closer to the camera.
That's scary.
I stick her face out the window so that she keeps any burglars at bay. But never experienced black-eyed children. How about you guys?
No, I experienced black-eyed neighbors, but not black-eyed children. I like to have that little doll and put it in the window, scare some neighbors.
That's really, yeah, I know.
I scared myself.
But we did have what was his name on our show that wrote a lot of the books on black-eyed children.
You're gonna ask me names, and my brain is in left field today.
I know what's wrong with me and names today. I mean, everybody knows who he is, but he wrote a lot of books on black-eyed children. And
there have been people that experienced that. Supposedly, either they're interdimensional beings, or the demons, or the shapeshifters. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what they're looking for either.
Well,
but it's definitely creepy, right? It's the things you really don't know about and you don't see that are most mysterious and gives you like, uh-oh. Especially when you're walking up the stairs and you feel someone's following you right behind you.
Or you're sitting on the bed and you feel something sitting down next to you or with you. Going there.
Gross.
That's it's the little things that creep you out the most, I think.
Yep.
Right? Those kind of things. All right.
So where can people find you and all that good stuff? Lay it on us.
Pretty easy to find. So, my main Facebook profile is my author page. I've got Scareville Books links on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. And then as far as finding the books, you can reach out to me directly. They're on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, Walmart. Pretty much anywhere that sells books.
Okay.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you so much for coming on Horsefly Chronicles Radio. Even though we had interference with Chrome and all this other stuff, but I'll tell you what.
It was a fun show.
We still pulled through it, ladies and gentlemen, and I believe I'm going to be getting into politics. That's something I definitely want to do. Definitely. I'm going to rip everybody apart. Everybody.
So mean.
Hey, man, it was really nice to meet you.
It was nice meeting you.
Well, you know what? Your friend there, what's his name?
Darren.
Oh, he said send him a request.
Darren
Smith.
Yep.
So send him a request. Let's get out there. Let's get to that jail cell. Let's drop off our kids and investigate and leave them behind. And Julie, wrap it up.
Special thank you to Carnation for fully sponsoring the show from day one. We love them. Thank you. Please join us next Monday night on the United Public Radio Network on 105.3 and 107.7 FM from New Orleans. Thank you so much. And we're live on Roku right now, too. So thank you. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Thank you. You're an amazing guest. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Awesome. Have a great night. Thank you.
Thank
everyone.
Have a great night.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you.